Balto and the Great Race. Chapter 10. On the trail. As Kazan and his team headed west to Solomon, the wind whipped the snow into their faces. It was hard to tell where the ground began and left off. The blowing snow painted everything white. Trails, sea, and sky looked identical. What little visibility Kazan had had was gone. Between the darkness of night and the sheets of snow, he became disoriented. He could not see the trail at all. He wasn't sure in which direction Solomon lay. Then, to Kazan's surprise and dismay, his lead dog stopped and refused to go on. Nothing the musher did could get the dog to move forward. Reluctantly, Kazan changed the dog's position and put a new animal in the lead. That dog also refused to move. The musher had seen this sort of behavior before. He knew exactly why neither dog would lead. They could no longer pick up the trail through the high winds and blowing snow. In other words, they were lost. Then, in his position close to the rear, Balto strained in his harness and barked. Still crouching by the unmoving lead dog, Kazan turned to look at Balto. He could barely see through the haze of snow, but Balto's body language was clear. He knew which way to go. He knew the trail. Kazan didn't waste another minute. Once the dogs realized that a new leader had picked up the trail, they would follow him without question. Kazan unharnessed the second lead dog and put Balto in his place. Within moments, Balto was pulling the sled forward quickly and confidently. Compared with his human musher, Balto didn't depend as much on his vision. Balto knew this trail. He knew its smells. He knew the feel of the land beneath his feet. Even in the blackest of nights with snow erasing all hints of the landscape, Balto could sense the sea to his left. He could feel the rocky spread of the Topcoke region to his right. He could recognize the presence of the Bonanza River several miles ahead. Clinging to the sled, Kazan marveled that Balto could even put one foot in front of the other. The wind screamed into Balto's face, but he did not turn from it. Instead, he strained forward, and the dogs behind him followed his example. Balto breathed in snow along with the bitter wind, but he only pulled harder. Kazan was relieved. He was completely lost, but Balto was not. Though by now Kazan could not even see the lead dog through the thick, blowing snow. He could feel how confidently Balto was pulling. With every step, Balto was sending his musher a message: "Trust me. I'll get us home." Kazan needed no convincing. He trusted Balto's instincts completely. After a time, Kazan stopped the sled and checked each of the dogs. He found that the blowing snow was freezing on their eyelids. Ignoring the cold, he crouched over each dog and gently wiped the ice and snow from its eyes. He went to Balto last. The lead dog was trembling, either from strain or from his eagerness to get going again. Kazan gave Balto's eyes one final rub, then took his place on the sled. Balto could not have heard Cousin calling commands over the howl of the storm, but he needed no direction. As soon as he sensed that Cousin was securely on the sled, he sped forward. In the heart of the blizzard, Cousin never saw the buildings of Solomon to their right. The town's lights and the shapes of its buildings had been erased by the snow. Inside one of those buildings was the message for Cousin from the Gnome Board of Health, telling him to wait for the blizzard to be over. Outside, Balto and the team ran on.